Does he have no sound? Oh, that's rough. I usually like some sound in the background. So I already agree with him. I like holding the left side of this map rather than the right side. What am I doing? I can skip. I don't know why the fuck I'm waiting for this combat to start. I can skip it. I have the power. So he took self-damage already? That's not going to happen anymore? Already he's a little bit too close. You don't want to be holding that close on a choke point with pretty much any class. And also you don't want to be blindsiding right here, like he's completely blinding himself to the left side, which is dangerous. But he's getting kills. Now he tries to trap this. Yeah, he gets something. It's a Reinhardt, so you just immediately back off. And he gets punished for just being a bit too greedy. As soon as you see in a Reinhardt, and this is the thing, this applies to all long-range classes. If you do damage at range, then do it at range. Right? If you do it the same damage from farther away, do it from farther away. Or puts on some easy listening music to fill this science. What do we got? Hold on. Hold on. Give me a YouTube tab. Easy listening music. What can we do? Oh shit. Oh man. Yeah. Who likes chiptune? Oh shit, that sounds funky already. Yeah. Oh, fucking funk is so good, and chiptune funk is even better. Now this is a good idea. Oh, we need to make it a little bit lower. Oh wait, here is the good part. God. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. This is good review music. I'll have to do this from now on. All right, hold on. I completely fucking fucked this review up. Hold on. All right. Oh, but the music's so good. Hold on. Does anyone listen to these? Oh god, I love these chiptune music. Oh yeah. Funk is so good. Yeah, let's write something for Bastion again. Fuck you. No, I didn't say fuck you, Bastion. I'm saying, Bastion, you're such a nice guy. It really sucks you're colorblind and you can't see red. Yeah. We love you, Bastion. We love you on the stream. I missed a sub. Hold on, I missed a sub. PC Epsilon, you have resubscribed for 20 months. 2 months? Thank you for the subscription! I missed that. I'm so sorry. Chiptune. Oh, God. Alright, let's get back to the review. People on YouTube are going to be so pissed about this. Alright, so he goes up high ground. This is all good stuff. I enjoy this. I will say a little critique here is he knocks the Mei up, but he just kind of gives up on aiming on her. And maybe that's just an SR deal, but that's okay. I think you get her in the end. Oh, she dies. Right here, you're doing really good work. Eventually, I mean, they had the numbers on you, and they have the respawn advantage. You did what you could, man. The tire could have been a little bit better. Don't be afraid of throwing it right into his model. But yeah, if you throw it right into his model, you'll be fine. KRZ, what's up? We're doing a short review. Okay, so first of all, as you shoot here, remember that this gives you up your position. Right? As soon as someone sees this, they're going to know you're up here. At least a good player is. I don't think the enemy team catches on because they don't pressure above you. What up, Elemental Dragon Z? How you doing? You're doing good damage. Trap someone, you damage someone. I mean, these are good things. You get the May. So far, so good. Nothing really to critique. What's Sneaky Anna doing over there? Ants, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. And now you get back up here. So, short note, be careful if you camp the same place more than once. Oh, crap, I forgot. Changing the desktop audio only changes it for you guys, not me. So yeah, since you come right up here again, and they know you were here last time, this is just getting punished. Yeah, there's a Maywall behind you. So if you camp the same spot over and over, they're going to catch on, right? Also, if you jump out and be over-aggressive like that, when you could have just came from above, you'll get punished pretty hard. And then up to your perch again. The first time I watched this video, and I'm right now, I'm screaming for you to ult. Right now you don't want to, because you use 2 ults, your team. You can save it. But yeah, that was like a perfect time. If people want to know how to win the Junkrat ult, when they're busy with someone else and you're above them like that, yeah, definitely just get them. Just drop the tire right on their head. So again, with the camping up here, in a higher SR game, I would be very, very scared about doing this many times in a row. You kind of peekaboo down there. I guess you scared them. I mean, it's kind of either way. It's kind of funny. I've done that. I've done that. You could have, yeah. You can dunk on them anytime with the tire here. As soon as they push in, yeah, you just drop it on them. But your team gets a pick. They actually get 2 picks, so you're gonna definitely ward them away this time. Only 3 more minutes to go. Oh, Anubis. You're dealing some good harassing damage. You guys get another pick. I don't know if the Roadhog keeps going on. And this is good use of map design. You got the Widow once. You get her again. So they flanked the left side, and you didn't really know. You kind of caught it late. At least later than you would have liked to. There's a Genji trying to squeeze through the crack, but he doesn't get you. You're getting frozen from Mei's ult. This is... So I like how you accepted your death as soon as that happened. You didn't just swing it around and try to kill Mei. You actually went for the Mercy, is my assumption. You went to clear point, and then you found the Mercy and killed her. And I think that was... whether you know it or not, I don't know if like you did that, you know, thinking that way, but... Sometimes when you use your ult, sometimes it's better just to accept death. And you're like, alright, I'm going to get the tire off, I'm going to kill myself, but let me get a key target to kill their push. So you get one hit, 2 hits. Oh, good job. Get that Genji. It always feels good. I think you're really happy right now. In fact, I know you're really happy. I've killed Genjis at the same time. Makes you feel real good. And you come right back to this spot. Now you commit a little bit too much, but there's no Mei to punish you this time. And you got the Bastion, so whatever. You actually ignore the Reinhardt while you're jumping up here. You're really prioritizing this spot. And you're not getting punished, but at the same time, you should be worried about this. I would be worried if I camped in the same spot 2 or 3 times in a row. That they'd come, like, they'd bring a task force to come kill me. With 10 seconds left, you tried a little cute throw there. It almost worked. At this time, I would ult. Whenever there's 10 seconds left, yeah, okay, there you go. And you guys defend. So you do hold the top spot way, way too much. And we can talk about that in a bit. And right here, you can see Normiz has left the game. So he does play Widow, but it's a 5v6, and it's a 5v6 on Anubis. So he just sits here. Like, there's not much to say about positioning or anything, because he just stays here until they all die. And then he just camps up here until they all die. That's literally what happened. So we're not going to watch the second half. So that all we got is attack or defense to go off on. Oh, I'll stop the... Oh, wait, hold on. That's a good part of the song, though. All right. Now, okay, now we're done with that. Let me pull up my notes. Okay, so yeah, my first note is when you died to this Mei. Like, right off the get-go. Where'd he die? So you're just moving straight back. At least try to do a little zig, a little zag. I mean, you wouldn't be in this position in the first place if you weren't greedy on the Reinhardt. Like, once you see it's a Reinhardt that got trapped, just give it up. In fact, at this point... Like, right here, yeah. I wouldn't even have used my remote mine there. And that's what happens when you get caught without it. Right? You get punished. Okay, and my big note, and the reason why I gotta talk about this a lot is because, as you guys know, my Hanamura Point 2 strategy is to hide up in the top right rafter, right? I chill on that perch and I make people come get me. So when I tell him that he uses this spot way too much, people are going to naturally ask, well, isn't that what you do on Hanamura Point 2? Now, the difference is this. Well, first of all, let's just talk about what's bad about using the same spot over and over. My notes specifically say, careful when using the same defending point multiple times. After the first time, you're going to get easier and easier to read. In fact, as a Junkrat, at a high ELO, I will tell you when I would be scared about using this spot. Alright, this is your first time defending this point. At this point, I would be afraid to stay in the spot. One grenade is all they need to know to see where I'm at, and they're going to send someone up here. They're most likely going to have at least one class that can scale vertically. A Genji, a Diva, a Pharah, like there's going to be something coming. Even a Widow, something's going to come. Even if you don't, they're going to send a Hog while you're looking this way around the other side. So yeah, at higher ELOs, you would have gotten punished for this immediately. They would have definitely come over to kill you. And the thing that makes this different than Hanamura Point 2 is that when they come over the center here, they're not committing anything. It's not a really big deal. Do you start looking up at all? No. So, I mean, this is where you overcommit. Obviously, you fell down, the Mei walled you, and yada, yada, yada.
Timing's overrated.
No, you stay down. Now, here's where, like, this is dangerous as shit. Once you're up here and they can physically see you, even though before they couldn't see you, but they could tell where your shots are coming from quite easily, someone is going to come kill you. And it's not going to cost them anything, because, I mean, like, you're right on the attack route. Like, this costs them nothing to deal with you here. They could easily kill you and then come down left or come down right. And Hanamura Point 2, if I just do the box real quick, here's that bridge. Here's the balcony. Here's the place they always hold in the left flank, the stairwell. There's one window, there's two windows, and I usually chill in the second perch. The thing about being here is that oh, god damn it. Undo. Oh, son of a bitch. After I drew all of that. Damn it! Ah! Either way, when they come and get me in the right perch, it costs them something, right? While my team is over here, and there's only me over here, they have to use all their movement abilities to get up to where I'm at, right? So it costs them something, or they have to come through this way to get to me. Right? So it costs them something, and also I usually play back enough where I can just drop down really quick. But up here, you get none of that. This is kind of like on their way. You're making it actually very convenient for them. So definitely don't attack from the same spot a lot of the time. What I normally do at this point is I hop around. Let's see if we can find a good point. All right, this is good enough. So it's okay to take a couple shots here, but then I'll usually come over here. Maybe I'll bank a couple shots out this way. I'll then rotate underneath, and then I'll jump up here and I'll take a couple bank shots there. Or I'll stay back here and I'll shoot shots off this wall or this wall. And I'll bank them here onto the main path, bank them here onto the main path, or hit the tree onto the main path. But I keep doing this circular rotation, and usually it'll look like an S. I'll usually circle, let me go to yellow. I'll usually circle this way, come down, and then I'll usually come this way, and then probably go right back up. In all honesty. But yeah, that's my normal. I usually try to stay quick. And doing this gives me constant information on the left flank, on the right flank, on the center. I usually have a good knowledge of where they're at any point in time. And I think this is, I mentioned this on the Hanzo video before this, is the exact same thing. Staying mobile and constantly moving gives the enemy false information. It makes them commit on places where maybe they shouldn't commit. It makes them avoid some places maybe they shouldn't avoid. Like maybe they think I'm holding this right side down, or this left side down, and they're like, well, don't go that way, there's a Junkrat there, let's go right. So they go this way. Even though I only shot twice here, and then I started moving again. What do you mean on the way? Isn't it good to hit them during movement? It's a good spot. It is a good spot, but move. I'll usually shoot like 2 or 3 times here, and then I'll stick and move. I think staying agile and moving is really good. And that's why I mentioned it to the Hanzo before this video. I'll mention to the Junkrat here. If you notice my defenses on a lot of maps, Hanamura Point 2 excluded, I'm constantly moving. I'm just constantly moving. I'm giving them false information, giving my team giving me information, right? I'm not talking to my team. But, if I was talking to my team, I could give them good information constantly. Just keep moving. It makes you harder to hit, and it's good all around. This doesn't work for all characters, obviously. Reinhardt's can't do this. Other characters can't do this. But for Junkrat or like a Hanzo, I would definitely prescribe this. You will see great success when doing this. Because it's funny, as you keep doing this more and more, sometimes, well, actually a lot of the times when I'm moving, because I shot, and they'll engage here, and I'm already gone. By the time I come around here, like they'll start engaging here, and I'll come up behind them. Like this constant movement will flank people. Yeah, keep moving. I believe that's really, really important. So we only have one round to go off of. I kind of feel bad. We only get like half the amount of time to review them. But if we're doing the triangle, Ridge, I constantly redeploy my trap over and over and over. That's what I do. Storms, I'll be done after this. I gotta get going after this review. So, from what I can tell, your shots seem to be somewhat accurate. Like, I think your accuracy you're pretty low, right? 1900. Yeah, I think your shots were definitely good for 1900. The only thing about your mechanics I didn't like was when the Mei went into the air, you kind of just didn't try. I would have to talk to you to see your reasoning behind that. Also, move more. But we only had 1 point to see what you were capable of, so I can't really say that, so I'll just take that away. But I think you're doing well for 1900. You're doing quite well, accuracy-wise. Oh yeah. Also, don't get so preoccupied with your jumps. Whoa, we got a sub. Rio Last has subscribed. Rio Last 32, thank you so much. Sorry to interrupt this. But there's a couple times where you're so preoccupied with your jumping that you miss what's in front of you. Let me try to pull it up. I think the obvious one was... yeah, this, right here. Right? Like, you're so worried about the jump that you forgot that you could shoot that guy 2 or 3 times. You kind of just ignored him. But, well, that happens. There's nothing wrong with that at first. So, move more. Your accuracy is good, but move more. That's what I gotta say about that. And don't let your movement impede your accuracy. That's actually more difficult than it sounds. Your positioning, from what I can tell, it was good, but you hold the same position for way too long. But it was, again, 1 point. I can't judge you solely on this 1 point. Even the first point, it was very difficult to judge you. You had 1 death during setup, and then you kind of had to throw yourself on point. Position good, over your same spot. Only the same spot if it's part of the plan to get a couple guys to target you, so your main force is an easier time. And that's what I was saying with the Hanamura point 2. When people attack me on the right flank, it preoccupies their team for my team to attack them. Where you were stationed was straight in, so they could kill you and then pick left, right, or center. From there, like killing you costed them nothing. So watch out for that. At least make your death inconvenient for the enemy. Logistics. Work on your remote mine usage. And flat out add more movement into your play. Just so people can't get as easy of a read on you. It doesn't matter at low levels maybe, but at the higher levels it definitely does. Your decision making seemed okay. Again, you were a little bit aggressive a couple times. Like the make punished you. A couple times you kind of... Either you messed up your junk or you fell on accident. I don't know which is which. But... yeah. I think just be wary about being a little bit too aggressive right now. But other than that, I think you did fine. But definitely work on your jumps and move more. Information. So you were tabbing a little bit. And the only thing I have to worry, it's not a bad thing, but when tabbing, at least process the information you're seeing. Like when you saw they had a May and you pressed forward, and then the May blocked you. Like when you hit tab and you see they have a May, at least process that information. Trying to think other information. I don't think you get caught by surprise many times. I can't say much. You had a good eye on the enemy the entire time, so you're getting good information, and I think your decisions based off of that information was decent. It was good. I really need a different map where you start moving around more, or something like that, to get really detailed instructions.
Timing's overrated.
Trying to think what else. I think that's all I had for you. Yeah, overall, just reading from my notes right now. Overall, it's hard to tell because point 2 is so static, and you're at point 2 for so long, and your attack phase didn't really count because they were down a man. You just kind of stayed in 2 spots. That was good for Widow. Can't get anything off of that. But from that one point, I could say you need to work more on your movement. Point 1 showed this a little bit better. Yes, you can attack from the low ground, but it has risks. Like, you're getting kills from the low ground, but you could have moved up to the high ground to make it even safer for you and still do the same job. The big idea, I guess, to talk about this review was about movement. Even when a point seems static, to keep on moving. And even when you have a solid plan, you need some movement to get more information. Attempts to get picks isn't a bad thing either, but someone needs to have near constant, I would say touch, but I just mean visibility on the enemy. This is why I don't hate aggression. It provides a lot of instant feedback, and a plan that is too rigid, that doesn't allow you to move physically or tactically, will not allow for variances that appear out of a situation. What I mean by that is, if you have a plan and it's so static, like X stays here, that's an actual X, Y stays here, and like Z stays here, and you do your damn job, like don't move. As soon as one of these guys goes away, like the whole plan goes to shit, right? Or as soon as like a variable that you couldn't calculate for, like a diva just kind of pushed you and then moved back. It's too rigid. So you need to have this wiggle room where you need to like be able to move any which way, and you need to have a plan for each way. So be wary when you have a static plan, like, oh, I'm just going to sit up in this perch, and I'm going to shoot down on people. It's like, all right, you need a way out. You need at least 2 or 3 ways out, and then at least 2 more ways to attack. What else you got? You'll never be able to account for every little thing that happens, so you need wiggle room. Just said that. This wiggle room is usually the movement paths I follow. I follow when red, not... Okay, so this is what I talk about when moving around multiple places. Are we still on that? No. When I was talking about moving around multiple places... So from here to like over here, underneath, over here, and then come back on top and check this way. When I shoot like 2 times here, and then move here, shoot once, and then I come over here, what happens is if they know my movements, if they've read this, they're like, all right, he's over here. And they come up here, I'm already gone. And if they're like, all right, now he's over here. And even if they read my movements, I'm still moving. Like, I'm still out of the way. Or even if they're not red. If they don't even notice I'm up here, but I shoot twice, but it doesn't bother them, like, they're doing something else. They're over here. Because of my constant movement, I'm going to find them eventually, right? I'm going to find them. And this is the wiggle room that I have. Also, you need to have options. And when a team starts engaging, and like then I'll have these options. Like when a team engages, let me try to get rid of all this again. If I'm up here and the team engages this way, just my movement paths alone give me options. Like I can jump down this way and make sure there's no one on this flank, come underneath and attack them from below. It's also possible to attack directly this way and then come underneath and go like this. And if they move this direction, I'll flank behind them just naturally from my movements. And this is why I kind of like just constantly moving, constantly doing something, at least on a small point like this. It's really good. I think that's all I got, though, for you. So just to recap. This is good. Work on jumps. Don't be so preoccupied with the jumps that you forget your targets. Positioning, good, but overuse the same spot. Only use the same spot if it's part of your plan to get a couple guys to target you so your main force has an easier time. Logistics was decent. Work on your mine jumps and flat out add more movement into your play so people can't get an easy read on you. Doesn't matter if you're at a high SR or a low SR, just add it in. Information, when looking at the team lineup, process that info. So that was like that May. You didn't expect a May wall, but they were running a May. You should have saw that in the screen. If you're over aggressive when they have a May that easily punishes you, I think you know that. It just so happened that that came up at the time. Make more use of sound as you get caught by surprise a couple times. That's on the informational layer. And by that, I just mean physically, like, hear where people are at and process that. Know where they're at. Know they're behind you before they're even behind you. And I think that's it. Does everyone have any questions about this? I've missed a sub? Did I miss a sub? Rio lost 32? No, I think I caught him. So, question from Pretty Pink Pansy Chro. I know that beating ult isn't typically high up on your list of concerns, but when firing shots into the retreating push with full ult, wasn't that really accomplishing nothing other than giving them extra charge? Like if you want to min-max stuff, yeah, I guess. But I don't believe in trash damage. And the reason why I don't believe in trash damage is because trash damage is hindsight. Since it's hindsight, you don't know until it's been done and it's all over with. If he shoots a grenade, he has no idea if a Reinhardt is going to hit a fire strike and you're going to get that kill. It's a long shot, but it can happen. I've seen it happen a lot. Also, if they're a shield user, maybe you'll take some shield damage. If, maybe you'll slow them down. I really don't care. But yeah, let me try to see where I think you're talking about. It wasn't here. Where was it at? You're probably talking about like this. Like when they start shooting at them. I got no problems with that. In fact, I think he gets a Widow because of it. One of these times. That's a fun. I've done that a couple times. You accidentally fall and you're like, whoops, don't mind me, guys. I'm just going right back up here. Yeah, none of this is what I would consider, or even remotely consider trash damage or anything like that. Unless you mean like this. Like, he's probably not going to get that Reinhardt kill. Is this all just wasted? Well, it's funny because... Is this where he gets the Widow? He does get the Widow kill at one of these points. I don't see that as bad. Yeah, he did like, what, 200 damage to him? Maybe that's, what, 5 to 10% on a support? If you really want to min-max it, yeah, like, that's not good. But, you know, sometimes I like just giving the enemy shit. I think the problem with people is they're so preoccupied with min-maxing that they don't realize about the psychological effect of them getting attacked constantly. I mean, he could have held off on the shots. I'm not going to argue that he couldn't have. But what, like, whatever. Do I think it has like a big effect on the game? No. This is like when people talk about their mouse sensitivity and skipping pixels when they're, you know, 1800 skill level. Not to make fun of 1800 skill level. Like when my buddies first played Overwatch in season 1, like there's like this is some right here where people are like, "Oh, you're never going to get that kill." Hits them once. Oh, you just got lucky. Blah 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 blah. Oh, and they're like, "Oh, you got a whittle kill." Like, "Oh, that was." If it wasn't for hindsight, trash damage. Like everyone would have said that was trash damage. But now that you saw you got the kill, you're like, "Oh no, that was worth it." You're like, "Well, fuck, you don't know what trash damage is until hindsight. Therefore, it's a useless metric or a useless idea." But people are too... They're too talkative about min-maxing.
Timing's overrated.
And the best example I have are my buddies. They're talking about mouses and DPI and yada yada yada, and not pixel skipping, etc., etc. And these guys during season 1 were ranked 35. Like, you don't have to worry about pixel skipping at that fucking level. You don't have to worry about your mouse. You could use a goddamn controller. You could use half controller, half mouse. Your issues are not fucking pixel skipping at that point. Your issues are like you can't hit the target at all. Like you don't know where to walk. These are your big issues. So to say like a 1900 guy going, "Oh, you should have taken those shots right there. That's oh, that got a vault so much faster." Blah 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 blah. It's like, hey, did he fucking hit him? You're like, yeah, he hit him like 3 times in a row. You're like, well, fuck, those are good shots. Like keep doing those shots. That's good stuff.
Timing's overrated.
So yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. If this was a pro game and people were counting like who had alts win and what was going on, and then maybe that was bad. But maybe Ana has her ult. Maybe Ana and Lucio have their alts. And putting damage on them just slows them by 3 seconds here because they got to get healed. Well, shit, that's 3 seconds less on the clock for them. Like I consider that worth it. I think there's a thing to be made about everything. I think most points just ignore the good points you could make for them. Like, they kind of strawman it. I think that's the entire idea of trash damage, is just strawmanning. It's a fucking shit idea. Whoever thought of that, find them. Find out whoever came up with trash damage and send them my way. Because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And I don't care if it's a caster, I don't care if it's a goddamn community, I don't care if you gotta line up 600 people on my channel and I'll go by and call up every single one of them wrong. Good. With no other questions, I think that's it. That'll be it for the reviews. And like I